YouTube, today more Slowking, Scrafty, Mudsdale, and Kyurem action. If you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. And make sure you try out the team. You have 2 weeks to grab it with the rental code right here on your screen. He's been available in the description down below, and T-Builder coming out tomorrow. But otherwise, let's get started and play some games. All right, we have a Colossal, the Urshifu, the Rillaboom, Thundurus, plus Zacian, and the Incineroar. So I wonder what kind of Thundurus that is, because that is a pretty interesting Pokemon right here to deal with. I like Mudsdale a lot in this matchup. Mudsdale does absolutely fantastic in this matchup, assuming I can get the Trick Room off. So that's going to be a big question here. That is the big question. Let's see what they want to go here. I think Chandelure is pretty safe here with like Scrafty. That doesn't seem too bad to me. Is Kyurem really worth it in this matchup? I kind of say no. I don't think it really accomplishes anything. So I think I'm just going to go Chandelure right here, and I'm going to have Scrafty lead, because a Fake Out's really solid against my opponent's team, and I can pretty much always get Trick 'em off. And I don't know if they're going to lead something like Rillaboom or not. So I think just like Chandelure, Scrafty is just fine here. In the back, I'm going to go with my Slowbro and Mudsdale. I am putting all my eggs in one basket with the Mudsdale, but I think it should be fine for the most part. I'm a little bit worried about how I'm going to handle the Rillaboom effectively, but I feel like I have enough tools to deal with Rillaboom. So let's see how this is going to go. I don't know if they're going to lead the Colossal right off the bat. I could definitely see the Urshifu lead. I guess worrisome lead would be Urshifu plus the Rillaboom, but I think I'm okay with that for the most part. Let's see how this is going to go. I'm going to see the Thundurus plus the Incineroar lead. Okay. So this is probably Taunt on one of these Pokemon, which is absolutely fine because I'm pretty much always able to get Trick 'em up, I feel like, in this position. Let's see here. It is Intimidate coming out from the Incineroar. Let's see if it's Defiant Thundurus or if it's Support Thundurus. So gonna get Intimidate off onto the Pokemon right here. It's gonna be Defiant Thundurus. Okay, good to confirm that. All right, perfect. So I don't really mind that too much. I will go for a Fake Out into Incineroar since I do have the Sash on Chandelure. I'll be able to survive attacks here pretty safely. I'll go for a Fake Out here into the Incineroar slot and go out and just attempt to Trick Room here. Let's see. No Dynamax. Okay, that's interesting. I'm able to Fake Out. We see a Crunch. That's fine. I do have a Focus Sash after all. Perfect. So that's actually really nice here. I don't really mind that. So I am able to get the Focus Sash activated, and we do get the Trick 'em up. So that's pretty successful. So that's a pretty nice turn right here. Now, the next couple of turns is going to be where it becomes a bit more interesting. I think now I kind of want to go Slowbro here. Harden the Slowbro makes a lot of sense to me, in a Mudsdale. Crunch is an interesting move. It should signal that it is going to be the Assault Vest on this set. So I'm thinking of going hard Mudsdale. That's not a bad play here. And I think I'm going to self-swagger myself. Yeah, because the damage shouldn't really matter too much. I feel like, yes, it is a little bit risky to go hard into the Mudsdale right here. This especially could be a parting shot, but I think this is the right play here. I don't know what you're going to accomplish. Let's see. I will go for a Swagger into the Mudsdale, and they attacked here with the Thundurus. So I wonder if they went for Crunch or Superpower. Own Tempo on the Mudsdale. We are going to see a U-turn come out from the Incineroar. Okay, so they have U-turn to break a Focus Sash. Okay, that's perfectly fine. So yeah, I don't mind that too much. And let's see if Rillaboom comes in, which I'd expect is the Pokemon coming out here. Urshifu comes out. Okay. And Superpower, which is fine. Okay. My Scrafty is so bulky it's actually able to survive that, which is pretty insane. All right. Okay, that means they didn't bring the Rillaboom, which is really interesting to me, and it really works out for me. I do not mind that too much. So... and I really want to double into the Urshifu right here. I really want to double into Urshifu with Max Quake into a close combat. Now the question is that worth it as a play here? I don't think it is. I think it's just to Max Quake the Urshifu slot and go for a Lash Out into Urshifu. I'm not really caring about the Thundurus too much. It's probably going to swap, I'd imagine. Or maybe it stays in to like maybe pick up the knockout Scrafty, which I think is fine too. I really wouldn't mind that. But breaking a Sash on Urshifu seems pretty nice here. We are going to see the retreat here into the Incineroar. I'm not surprised here. I could have went for a Rockfall too. Rockfall's not a bad play here. But I want to try and knock out the Urshifu. I wonder what their max is going to be planned here. I wonder if it's Thundurus or not. But they shouldn't have a Max Quake switch in, it looks like, I think, from their team. I really wonder if they brought Rillaboom in back and no Zacian, because I could see no Zacian against my team. It's not like an amazing Pokemon here, but we'll see. I am going to be able to Dynamax my Thundurus right here. or not Thunderous, the Mudsdale right here and dish out a lot of damage. So let's see what they decide to go for here. Protect. Oh, Aqua Jet. Oh, that's perfectly fine. Okay. Oh, Scrafty's so good, able to survive with the max defense set. We get a Lash Out into the Urshifu, which breaks a Sash, and Quake at +2 is going to be able to pick up a knockout into the Urshifu. That's absolutely amazing right there. So goodbye, Urshifu. Yeah, that's +2 max Quake right there. Able to eliminate the Urshifu right off the bat, and this is looking like a really good start right here to this battle right here. This Thunderous not really going to be able to do much to me. And yeah, it looks really solid right here. So let's see if it's Zacian coming out. If it's Zacian, it's completely fine. I probably Rockfall here. Yeah, it is Zacian coming out. Yeah, that's fine. I think I just Rockfall the Incense slot, and yeah, I just Rockfall the Incense slot. So we Rockfall the Incense slot. We swap out into, I guess, I'm trying to think here. I could Quake the Zacian, but I think there's a chance they switch out the Zacian into the Thunderous right here. So I'm kind of curious on what I want to decide to go for here. I think I save Scrafty here. I think I go Slowbro. Yeah, I think I go Slowbro, and I think I Rockfall. I should live Behemoth Blade with Mudsdale at the worst case that they attack here with the Zacian. I think the only concern is that they go for Substitute right here, but let's see. They go for Fake Out. Okay, so they stayed in, which is fine. Damage into Slowbro. I am able to get a Rockfall off into their team. So goodbye, Incineroar. They went for a really good attack with the Zacian right here. I could have Quaked it and that would have finished off the game, but I wasn't sure if they were trying to bait the Thunderous switch with the max move and Parting Shot slow down my Mudsdale. So you do get the Rockfall KO here. They go for sub. Yeah, that was the thing I was worried about, but that's okay. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Okay. So let's see who they're going to bring out next. I'd imagine this is still a little bit tricky. Yeah, the Thunderous does come out, which is fine here. I wonder if Slowbro can break the sub. How many turns of last turn of Trick Room? Okay, the Thunder shouldn't have Protect though, so I should be able to KO with Rockfall, and I guess we just Ice Beam the sub. Yeah, we just Ice Beam the sub. It's a little bit tricky. These upcoming turns aren't exactly the best, especially with this sand damage. The sand damage is actually hurting me more than benefiting me right now. So let's see if Zacian can solo. If Zacian can solo, that's really bad for me. But yeah, I wasn't exactly too sure. I think worst case scenario was a Max Quake into the Dynamax into the Thunderous slot, and that would have stalled out at the max turn. They would have had Pokemon remaining. I really don't like that. So yeah, I think this is the best course of action. We are going to see the Thunderous Dynamax, which is no surprise. They don't have a Dynamax Pokemon, but yeah, this Thunderous is going to get blown back by the Rockfall here. And then let's see what the Zacian. Man, if I had Flamethrower on the Slowking at one point, Flamethrower would have been so nice here. So we Ice Beam, doing some damage to the sub right here. And let's see what they decide to go for here, as I do go for the Rockfall into the Thunderous, which is able to pick up a knockout. No surprise. Okay. Come on. Come on. What are you going for? What are you going for? This is pretty big. This is pretty big. Gonna be Behemoth Blade into, yeah, the Mudsdale. No surprise. Okay. Unless they targeted Slowbro for some reason, which I think would be really dumb. Yeah, exactly. Behemoth Blade doesn't KO the Mudsdale. That did more than expected, though. That actually did way more than expected. That's fine. A Trigger returns to normal. I don't think Slowking will go down to a Play Rough here. How many turns of Sand do I have? Because that's actually pretty big, I think. How many turns? Three? Okay, I think I know what I need to do. I need Ice Beam to break the sub. I'm going to sack Scrafty here, I think. Yeah, I'm going to sack Scrafty here and go for the... I guess I Trick Room. Yeah, I Trick Room. Yeah, I Trick Room. I'm trying to figure out, like, what's the optimal ways to stall this out effectively. I think the play is to go Scrafty here. I sack it because I feel like it's the mon that does the least to the sub. It should be Behemoth Blade always in the Scrafty, because I don't think they could afford to. Unless they target the Slowking, but it doesn't change anything because I go down to sand. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So that targets the Scrafty. That's fine. Now I got to break a sub onto the... Ooh, wait. Can I go... No, I can't go Chandelure here. I thought about going for the Chandelure, break the sub, but that doesn't work. Yeah, I got to go Mudsdale. I got to break the sub. If they go for another sub, though, I'm a little bit worried. but I think I should be fine. This is 2 turns, which means the last turn of sand will be remaining, and that means I shouldn't take the sand chip with the Chandelure, which is going to be my win con, and then I just have to hit Heat Wave. So yeah, I do have to break the sub here. If Ice Beam just 2 KOs the sub, we're in a phenomenal position, but yeah, Ice Beam, they're going to protect, which actually is really good for my Chandelure win con. Okay, perfect. That's good for my Chandelure win con. That's fine. Okay, Ice Beam into high horsepower. If we break the sub with Ice Beam, I think we do win, but I really kind of doubt it. I know Slowking has some decent power, but the thing is, it's a Zacian, for crying out loud. I don't have Protect. They could have also been trying to scout for Protect from the Mudsdale, so I could get like 3 Ice Beams off into the Zacian. Let's see. We could also crit Ice Beam, which would be nice. Nope. Hit the high horsepower. Okay, we're good. That's fine. That's fine. So we are able to break the sub there on the Zacian. We're going to see the Behemoth Blade into Mudsdale. And the sand expire now? Expires now, right? I hope I didn't mess this up. I think it does expire now. Yeah, okay. So my win con worked if they attacked immediately, but this is still fine. I'm going to go Chandelure here. I think they have to try to stall out Trick Room, right? That's their goal right here. Let's see. Hold on. Is this the last turn of Trick Room remaining? Because I think they have to, right? Oh, no. 2 turns. Okay. So if they don't get a double protect, we're fine. I'm going to Heat Wave here and go for a... You know what? I'm going to Swagger because Heat Wave should just KO the Zacian. I'm like very confident that, but I have a win con with like Confusion. So we'll go for Swagger here. They protect. Okay. Ooh. It's close. It's close. Now, do I risk them getting the double protect, or do I go for the Trick Room? Like, I could double Trick Room here with Chandelure and Slowking. I'm really tempted to. No, I think I just Heat Wave here. Nah, I just Heat Wave, I think, and I Swagger again. Let's see. Because they can fail double protect. Yeah, like they did. I think double Trick Room was better, theoretically, but that would be a hard commitment. And I thought, like, oh, they could rely on the miss right there because they don't know my Chandelure set. So it would have been ugly, especially if they subbed on the last turn Trick Room. But yeah, we're fine here. Heat Wave comes out. I do too much damage to where Ice Beam will KO afterward. And yeah. Ooh, that was a close one. That was a close one. Mudsdale dominated. Holy cow. Mudsdale absolutely dominated. The lead was perfect for me too, because I thought they might try to prepare for the Slowking lead for the Trick Room, since it was like the first slot that I had. So I wasn't sure like how they were expecting, like how I would handle with the Chandelure right there. So I thought Chandelure lead was good because it's like, it's good against a lot of teams like the Urshifu stuff, the Rillaboom leads, and the Zacians, and I always have like a pivot to Slowking if it's pretty bad for Chandelure, but Chandelure is usually a good lead in those situations. And yeah, Chandelure got up Trick Room, excellent. Was able to do get the free switch to Mudsdale and Swagger, and then that clutch Scrafty survival was also really nice, and yeah, able to seal up the game, which was fantastic. If you currently enjoyed the content you're watching and want to see more of it, make sure you check out my other YouTube channels, my second YouTube channel, my Eclipse channel, and of course make sure you follow the action live on my Twitch channel. All links available in the description down below. All right, this is an interesting team: a Grimmsnarl, a Lugia, Garchomp, Nihilego, Kartana, and Raichu. So this is where Kyurem can kind of shine. There is a Kartana which does have some issues, I think, for me, but I think overall this matchup does not seem bad at all. Okay, what do I want to go here? I definitely want to go Scrafty. Now the question is, do I want to go Slowking? Because Slowking's not bad here. It pretty much tanks the attacks, and it's probably better to tank the attacks than most of my Pokemon. Or do I want to go Chandelure if they lead Kartana and Dynamax immediately, which is a little bit concerning, I think. I think Slowking's probably the safest one here. And then in the back, I have Kyurem, which is the biggest damage dealer to their entire team. It's a really big threat to them. Like, they don't have many answers to this Kyurem. And then I think Mudsdale in the back. Mudsdale's just so good against Nihilego, which is one of the main problem Pokemon, I think. The main problem, I think, is going to be Kartana. This is where I wish I had Flamethrower on the Slowking, and I really debated it too between Flamethrower and Ice Beam, but we do have Ice Beam here, so this could hurt us, this could help us, who knows. But let's see how this is going to go, since this matchup is a bit strange. I think it really depends on what they decide to lead, what their set is on the Pokemon. I'm not really that worried about the Lugia itself. I'm more worried about the others, specifically the Kartana and Grimmsnarl sets I'm worried about. Nihilego plus Grimmsnarl lead is fine. Okay. As I will lead my Scrafty and Slowking right here. I should live any form of Meteor Beam. Like, Meteor Beam is really not a threat to me. So I think I just fake out the Grimmsnarl and go for a Trick Room right here. Now, the reason I fake out the Grimmsnarl is so the Spirit Break doesn't do too much damage, and we do go for the Trick Room here, I'd imagine. Now, I wonder if they have Trick Room themselves. That could be fine. If they have Fake Out, it's a little bit weird. Yeah, actually, if they have Fake Out, this is a little bit weird, because they could Fake Out here and go for a Meteor Beam. But okay, yeah. Looking back at that play, I should have faked out the Nihilego, but because I didn't fake it with Dynamax either. We do see a Meteor Beam come out, which is fine. This is going to be in a Slowking, and I'll take this hit just fine. Like, I don't really see that much of a problem here. So this is Meteor Beam from the Nihilego. This should be out into Slowking. I imagine this is not in the Scrafty. Yeah, I take that very nicely here, and I am able to get the Trick Room up. That actually took it a lot better than expected. Okay. Now, I have two options to switch in for the Swagger option. I think I'm going to switch out Scrafty to go Mudsdale here and go for the Swagger, I think, with the Slowking here. Because I don't want Scrafty to take too much damage because it is my Kartana answer, I think. So I am going to switch out here. I don't care if Nihilego gets the Beast Boost. I think that's okay here in this situation. We'll go into Mudsdale. Let's see what they decide to go for here. A Light Screen is fine. Shouldn't do too much. Okay. And we do get a Swagger off into the Mudsdale. So now we are +2 with the Mudsdale. Mudsdale is a really threatening Pokemon right here against their entire team, and I could get +4 potentially the next turn. Oh, they reverse Trick Room. Ooh. Okay, so they did have Trick Room, which is fine. Okay. That's okay, I think, for the most part. I mean, I think I just go for a high horsepower into Nihilego. Now, I could Heavy Slam, but I don't really see much benefit of going for it, and I just protect the Slowking. Because I can maybe get Trick Room up later in the game. It's definitely possible. I'm just a bit worried now against the Kartana, yet I think I have enough tools to deal with it. I can also Steel Spike the Grimmsnarl later. I wonder what item the Grimmsnarl set is too, because that could also be a potential factor. Nihilego probably won't ever target the Mudsdale. It's probably going to protect, switch out, or just go for the KO into Slowking right here, which is what I imagined. I think they want to try to deny Trick Room. So Reflect is going to come out from the Grimmsnarl. That's fine. With the +2, I should be more than enough to take on the Nihilego. Sludge Bomb does come out into the Slowking, and high horsepower into Nihilego. We know it's not Focus Sash. We saw the Power Herb, so Nihilego does go down, and that is one Pokemon gone, which is really nice, and that was a big threat to my Kyurem. So pretty good turn, pretty good turn. Let's see who comes out next. This should probably be Kartana, I'd imagine. I really can't see anything else that would come out here. Yeah, Kartana does come out. Perfect. Okay. We're going to go for a Steel Spike with our Mudsdale into the Grimmsnarl slot. And we're going to go out into Scrafty. I am really worried about this Kartana. I have no idea if they plan to Dynamax here or not. I'm not too worried about the Kartana right at this moment, unless they're Crit Kartana. If they have like a Scope Lens or something and Crit Leaf Blades, this is going to get real ugly. But otherwise, I should be fine, especially if they Dynamax here, which is kind of something I'm expecting here, but I could just see them going for the Leaf Blade KO into Slowking, which I think is a very fair play. So we will switch out to Slowking. I wish I had Regenerator here, but that's fine. We go out into Scrafty. I wonder, well, they didn't switch out their Grimm, so I don't know what they're going for. This could be a Spirit Break double up, which would be a fair play on their part. It is a Dynamax from the Kartana, no surprise. All right, so this is okay. I've lowered the attack on the Kartana. I'm going to boost up with my Mudsdale too. I just really got to take care of this Kartana. And then I think I'm not too worried about the Lugia, I think, with the Pokemon I'll have remaining. But let's see here. This could be Knuckle, but I think it's going to be Knuckle the next turn. So let's see. They could Steel Spike. I don't really mind if they Steel Spike here. It might allow Grimmsnarl to survive, but I mean, Grimmsnarl's not doing much anyway, so like, if I take the knockout, it means they have one less tool that they can use, which I think is really nice, and I force out their last Pokemon, which is pretty big. Let's see here. Sucker Punch. Okay, that's fine. Into Mudsdale does absolutely nothing, and Overgrow does come out. Target's down. The Mudsdale? No, target's down. Yeah, the Slowking. So I will survive this. I did a lot more than expected. Is that like a boosting item Kartana? Because that did way more than I expected initially. No, that just did a lot. I mean, that is Kartana after all. Here comes a Steel Spike, though, into the Grimmsnarl. We are able to pick up the knockout on Grimmsnarl. Excellent. Okay. Now I just gotta watch out for the remains. So we do eliminate the Grimmsnarl here. Let's see who's coming out next. I Steel Spike next turn. The Lugia, I think that's coming in, or should I go for... there's a few things I could go for. This is a little bit strange. Oh, it's Garchomp last. They didn't bring the Lugia. I guess Lugia was pretty bad against my team overall. So yeah, Garchomp, I don't mind this as much. I think I Steel Spike the Garchomp slot and I switch out the Scrafty into Slowking. I think playing defensive with the Mudsdale is the best course of action. Just hope they don't crit. And I don't really need Slowking too much in this matchup. I'd rather have the Intimidate with the Scrafty, which I think is way more valuable, slowing down this Kartana even further. And yeah, even if they Swords Dance with Garchomp, that's fine. They go for the Knuckle, which I'm not surprised about. Yeah, so Slowking was a really good switch, I thought. And yeah, that's exactly why. This Knuckle would do a... it wouldn't KO the Scrafty at all, but I'm not sure what the Garchomp has that can maybe double up, knock out the Scrafty at that range. Yeah, like Dragon Claw. So Should I survive? No, I don't. Crits? Don't know if that mattered. I'm fine with that, though. Okay. Slowking goes down. It's life for Garchomp, so I have no idea about the calc because it is max defense on... No, it's not max defense slow, bro. It's on the Scrafty. Steel Spike does a really good amount to Garchomp, though. I'm really happy about that damage. Okay, beautiful. So I might actually just lose Kyurem here. Yeah, I think I lose Kyurem here. I think I go Scrafty once again. And then I go Kyurem because like they could Steel Spike here for sure, which I think is fine. But like I'd rather have Scrafty's health than Kyurem's health at this point because the Garchomp's super low. It's not really doing that much, I think, to me. Overall, I think I'll win by going for close combat Kartana in the end game. And Kyurem unfortunately doesn't really help out with that. So we'll go out into our Kyurem for the Intimidate round once again. This Steel Spike doing so much damage to Garchomp. Even through screens, the +2 Mudsdale is just absolutely dominating right here. And then next turn, if the Kartana doesn't have Protect, we have Fake Out Close Combat if they do knock out the Kyurem here, which would be really solid for me. I don't know if the Garchomp protects or not, or if it goes on the offense. We'll see here, though. I definitely see them going on the offense here. We are going to see a Knuckle again. Okay, this shouldn't knock out Kyurem, I imagine. It's -1. Yep. Okay, that's actually perfect. Oh, that's so perfect. So we are going to be able to get a Steel Spike up with the Mudsdale into the thing. They Swords Dance. They got greedy. They absolutely got greedy. Yeah. So this is a Steel Spike. I mean, I don't mind if they get the Dragon Claw knockout into the Kyurem before. But yeah, this is looking like a wrap here at this point. Well, no, they could still win. It depends on the Kartana set, as I mentioned before. If they Leaf Blade crit me multiple times, this game is definitely not over. So let's find out. They also still have screens available, although Mudsdale Close Combat looks really good here. The problem is they have the grassy terrain on their side with the crit chance with Leaf Blade. Let's see, am I one of the unluckiest people in the world with this? Because I definitely could be. Absolutely could be. So we'll go for a close combat here into the Kartana and a Icicle Spear. I think if I at least get one close combat off, I win the game. High horsepower has a chance to miss, which I don't like as well. Yeah, we are going to go for Icicle Spear and close combat. Please, please break through the Kartana. Sacred Sword going to come out. They target the Kyurem. Maybe they're afraid of Ice Beam. Okay. That should secure the game, though. Because I get a Spear off into the Kartana. I'm doing like no damage. I think close combat will just pick up the knockout here, though, at +2. Actually, do I? I do. Mudsdale, too good. Mudsdale, too good. And yeah, that's the thing about Lugia that I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, it's also like a problem with a lot of the defensive restricteds like Zygarde. There's just some matchups that are just really bad for Lugia and you can't really bring it. The Lugia was pretty bad against my team looking back at it, so it definitely makes sense, right? Because I had the Chandelure, I had the Kyurem-Black, which is able to ignore multi-scale and dish out a bunch of damage to it. And Lugia actually would have probably been scared in Garchomp, though, I think, because of the Aeroblast. I think Aeroblast would have actually been very scary to switch into, especially for my Scrafty in the late game. But overall, I think just not exactly the best, I think, couple first turns, but I was just able to power through, I think, with the Mudsdale. The Swagger was really helpful there. I wasn't able to get like efficient Trick Room turns out of because I wasn't sure about the Nihilego set. Apparently it was Trick Room Nihilego, which ended up catching me off guard. So I had to play out or trick him, but overall, I was able to, I think, use Scrafty's Intimidate and Mudsdale's offensive pressure, and they couldn't really stop the Mudsdale, so they had to play around it basically. And I was basically just trying to protect my Mudsdale while like trying to lose as little resources as possible, and I think it worked out perfectly. And that is the show. Mudsdale was really strong in today's episode. Oh, the power. Mudsdale, really strong Pokemon, of course. Can't get intimidated. Really good typing in bulk. And coverage is very solid as well. It is a real massive threat with the Slowking, the only Pokemon that gets access to Swagger and Trick Room in this generation. Really fun mod to use. But if you did enjoy the team, make sure you leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. Check out the team available in the description down below with the paste and rental code right here. 2 weeks to grab it. Team builder coming out tomorrow. But otherwise, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, people. And until we bow again, I'll catch y'all later.